lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to picturesque Pensacola, Florida for night number 3 of the King of Cali series. Doesn't make any sense to me either, folks, but we're going with it. Both areas that we've been racing in for this series have been in Orange counties, just opposite ends of the country. Last night, 100 lappers here at Five Flag Speedway. I'm Tony Trapasso. He's Greg Woods. Greg, welcome to the All-Pro Sim 608 Models.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Looks to be a fun night. Got a lot of heavy hitters in this field, that's for sure.
We absolutely do, and these guys are battling it out for a spot in the playoffs here coming up this fall, as qualifying getting ready to kick on off now. As 5 minutes on the clock, these times are going to be coming in hot and heavy. As a big surprise, the 051 of Anthony Danta going to be the first one to roll it off of pit road. And don't worry, folks, we will update you with the current point standings coming into tonight, as oh wow, he's not here. The points leader coming into tonight is not here. As Danta goes provisional P1, 16.36. Papini's out on track right now. more along his style of racing, as Rockford Speedway has some pretty decent banking here. Papini has been strong all night. From Mosa, first time this season we've seen him in the Speed Kings 80. Good to have you back, sir. Gleason Smith in the 5. That S&W Boatworks Chevy, hot and heavy right now. Matt Vady currently sitting 9th quick. There he is, the Integrity Farms, number 7. Kelsey Rogers, who's been strong the last couple of weeks.
Seemed like he was warming up his tires a little bit.
That's what it looked like to me too, doing a John Ford style burnout, trying to get that piece up to speed, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
They must have their qualifying scrutiny turned way down, because if you turn up to strict, it'll nail you real quick before it give you a black flag.
For burning out the tires?
Yep.
Wow.
And a couple updates ago, they realized people were doing it, getting an advantage, and now they black flag you for it.
Kelsey Rogers going 3rd quick. Let's take a look at the man who's turned the absolute most laps in the warm-up session. That is Steve Wright, 235 laps. Can you believe that, Greg?
I'd be dizzy. I wouldn't even run the race. He's already ran 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's a 200 lap race or a 100 lap race here tonight, and he just ran 2 of them. As Wright's going to go 16th quick. Weston Ward, who's been quick ever since we've taken over the broadcast here. That Chevy is set on kill tonight, as Ward goes 5th quick on his first lap. 5th quick in the 5. I'd call that kismet, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
2nd lap for Ward does not improve.
I think with these super late models, I think the first lap is the quickest. Second one, kind of just see if you can make anything better, but usually you don't.
Absolutely. As I am counting 23 haulers in the infield. Dalton Collins, Corey Rogers, Justin Blackdeer, and Nick Schumacher all have yet to lay time here, as about 2 minutes, about a minute and a half left here in the qualifying session. Let's take a quick look at the point standings coming in tonight. And remember what I said, he's not here? Brandon Wilkinson is nowhere to be seen right now. And his point lead is not that big. 14 points is nothing in a 24-car field.
He's only got a 10-point lead.
Yes, he does. I'm sorry, I was looking at bonus points. Yeah, 10 points is nothing. Eric White is here, currently sitting 7th quick. Anthony Danta, quick time award winner so far. Jeremy Bingham is going to roll off 6th currently. Actually, I take that back. They're inverting the top 6. So Danta's going to win quick time. Bingham is going to get pole for the A feature currently.
Maybe that's why he didn't qualify.
Well, who didn't qualify? Bingham rolled up. Bingham went 6th quick. No, because they now have to start shotgun on the field. So those 3 guys are going to be starting deep in this one here tonight. But Wilkinson, he's got about 30 seconds to get here. Otherwise, too bad, so sad. So that is not going to be very bueno. As we're getting ready to skip the heat race.
Currently having a driver's meeting.
No, what they're waiting for is...
No, they are. I'm listening to it.
Okay, so yeah, they are having a driver's meeting here during what should be the time for gridding for the heat race. Hopefully nobody grids, because we had a minor issue last week with iRacing not wanting to advance out of the heat race. But,
oh, wow.
Yeah. We... our network ad got played more last week during this race than the rest of the week combined. So, waiting till we can skip the heat race here. As long as nobody grids up, we should be good to go.
Yeah, Matt's still giving his speech. As soon as that's over, he should be able to skip it.
Absolutely. So we'll take a quick look at the weather coming into tonight. Not too shabby here in Pensacola, Florida. 3 mile an hour winds, pretty negligible with the tree line here. You're not really going to feel that. 87 degree ambient air temperature. About 50% water grain in the air. It's not overly muggy. 96 degree track temperature, and with it being about 5:30 in the evening currently, we're probably going to be finishing under the lights here tonight for the 100 lapper, but all things considered, this is a pretty calm, cool, and collected night. And while we are waiting for the drivers' meeting to finish up here, we're going to give you tonight's trivia question. This racetrack in Pensacola, Florida, was prominently featured in what classic racing movie from the early 80s? And if anybody says Talladega Nights, I'm going to throat punch them. I said early 80s, not late 90s, early 2000s. So, the movie turning 43 years old this year.
Looks like the pace truck's going to win this heat race.
Oh, pace truck always wins the heat race. It's heat races, why not? But the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing, making some laps. And while we are waiting for the changeover into at least the warm-up session, we're going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this. And we are back from beautiful, picturesque Pensacola, Florida. Drivers' meeting done and dusted. Qualifying done and dusted. Guys putting the final last-minute adjustments on these cars. As that track temperature holding pretty steady at about 95 degrees. And we are going to actually reach out to the driver of the Integrity Farms number 7, the chief cook and bottle washer here in the All-Pro Sim Super Late Model Series. Matt Beatty, what was that I was hearing about a derby?
Oh yeah, we run a snowball. Well, we run a big show
That's
derby
what it was.
every year.
That derby. Okay. I heard derby and my mind immediately went, oh, please tell me we were going figure 8 racing.
We have done some novelty stuff like that before, but I don't think that's in our future anytime soon.
Well, maybe it's an off-season fun run.
Yeah, well, we do, like I said, at the end of the year, we try to have something like that as a event that people just can get it out of their system, right? You have all season long. We run 40 weeks, and you inevitably have a couple of grudges that you want to grind off by the time of the end of the year. So it's kind of a fun way to, here, doesn't count for anything, and I'm going to make you eat the wall.
Absolutely. Again, Matt, congratulations on a successful Season 3 so far. First 2 weeks have been amazing at Irwindale. So are we calling this the King of Orange County now instead of King of Cali, considering that, technically Irwindale is part of Orange County and Pensacola is in Orange County, Florida?
I think this is our 4th year doing that Cali King back-to-back weeks, and it seems to be pretty popular with guys that don't get to run the full season. Gives them an opportunity to get a chance to get in the playoffs, and Brandon Wilkinson has capitalized on that the last 2 years. So he punched his ticket to the playoffs by being the Cali King with best overall finish last week. And so right now, as it stands, heading through segment 3, it's Corey Rogers and Brandon Wilkinson that are locked in, and that 16th place in points cutoff for the overall is going to be important, and who can win this segment,
Oh, it absolutely is. It's going to be a barn burner here in the tonight, anyways. As there's still a lot of points up for grabs. But I guess that would explain why Wilkinson's not here tonight. Punched his ticket last week with a win, so congratulations to him. And Matt, best of luck to you here tonight. As if I'm not mistaken, this track being a pretty quick half mile, it's going to fall right into your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I've been pretty good here over the years. I think the long run speed that I tend to have favors guys like that here. If you can save your right front, save your right rear, it tends to really benefit you later in the run. This place chews tires up so bad. We'll be mid-16s, almost 17 seconds by the end of the run, and some guys will elect to take tires depending on how hard they ran the first stint, and some guys will elect to stay out and try to gamble. So we'll see how this goes tonight. So only 100 laps. Normally we do 125, and like I said, the Derby is 300, so everybody kind of settles into a nice long run when we're here for that. But this being a 100-lap sprint, you might see some guys really try to push it and hope for a caution with about 40 to go so they can get new skins.
Well, one set of tires on the wall, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, anything that's 100 laps or more, we run, you can have a set of tires. So only time you can't take tires is when we're doing those twin 75s.
Yeah, absolutely. But Matt, best of luck to you. We're going to let you get to it for the hot lap session here. Get those last-minute adjustments fine-tuned into that race car, and best of luck to you tonight.
Thanks, guys. Shout out to Mitch and Barb, Grandma and Grandpa sitting up there in the Northwoods, and you guys do a great job. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. You guys keep giving us action like you've been since we've taken over this broadcast gig for you guys, and we're going to keep giving you a stellar broadcast as we always do. Best of luck to you. DSM or JSR? Where am I putting you? Matt?
Yo, yes, sorry.
Where am I putting you, JSR or DSM?
I don't know. I think I was the only one in there, so you can stick me DSM.
Okay. But Greg, you heard it there. We do have a set of tires laying tonight, and that would explain why Wilkinson is not here. He clinched the King of Cali series last week at Irwindale.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. But yeah, having an extra set of tires here is definitely going to be crucial because this track, like you said, does eat the tires. Even with the qualifying and a little bit of warm-up, you can already see the rubber building in the outside lane.
Yeah, they've got that second lane starting to get worked in, so expect that lane to pay bigger and bigger dividends as the night wears on, as they've already pushed the marbles up outside of the hatch marks in both corners, so you can fit two cars through there pretty easily. And if what these guys have been doing the last couple of times we've gone to half miles, I'm not expecting too many cautions here tonight. If we do get one, it's going to be pretty early at that. But congratulations, Anthony Danta, currently sitting second quick here in the hot lap session. Anthony Danta getting your quick time award here tonight with an amazing qualifying run. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at the qualifying here. Danta goes 16.36 flat, 18 thousandths over Alex Papini. Kelsey Rogers, Trent Smith, Weston Ward, and Jeremy Bingham rounding out your top three rows. And we are inverting the top six, meaning Bingham is going to start on point with Weston Ward to his outside.
My screen says invert 8, actually.
Oh, okay. So that means Brett McCoy is going to be starting up on point with Eric White to his outside.
Yeah, I'm looking for a pretty clean one, although I think our issue, if we have any, is going to be the guy that's trying to diamond the corner, and when he goes up in the center, the guy trying to stuff his nose underneath.
Or, let's bring up the track map real quick here. And as we do, let's get rid of that. If you look at turns 1 and 3, they're actually late apex corners.
Yes.
You want to enter high and then come off a little bit lower to straighten that car out as quickly as you can. And it's the guys that don't pay attention to that or don't understand that style that are going to wreak the havoc here. And it's so easy to get it wrong on a short track. And if you get it wrong up in the front, the whole field is going to eat garbage.
Oh, yeah, especially in these cars. These cars have all the torque you could ever ask for. It's going to be a battle of who has the best throttle control all night long.
Absolutely. Aluminum blocks, small block engines from all the manufacturers. There are quite a few GMs in the field. There's a couple of Fords in the field. I think there's a Dodge and a Toyota here as well represented. So, full-blown race blocks with the horsepower package that iRacing gives us, you're looking at about 650 horsepower in a car that only weighs 2,500 pounds. These things are a full 1,000 pounds lighter than a Cup car. And the left side weight bias is just insane in these things. There's nothing but bodywork on the right side of the car.
Yep, this is how the power to weight ratio the Cup cars should have, instead of having them choked out so much.
You're absolutely correct. The days of a street car weighing 3,650 pounds, those are long gone. I mean, you take a look at a stock Ford Mustang or a stock Chevy Camaro or a Toyota Corolla. Those things don't weigh 1.5 tons.
No.
From the factory. Maybe if you've got a couple of sumo wrestlers sitting in the back seat, you might get up that high. But good luck fitting a sumo wrestler in the back seat of a Camaro or a Mustang.
Yeah, no doubt. As we are about to grid up and start our 100-lap feature tonight.
Absolutely. Let me get this stuff off the screen. And we'll get right to tonight's starting grid. Brett McCoy, as we already spoke of, going to start up on the point. As Eric White going to start to his outside in row 1. Jeremy Bingham and Weston Ward making up row 2. Trenton Smith and Kelsey Rogers in row number 3. Row number 4 is going to see our 2 quickest cars from the track. As a matter of fact, it's going to be Alex Papini and Anthony Danta, your Quick Time Award winner. Scott Formosa and Jeff Dillon rounding out the top half of the field. Greg?
Starting in the next row, you got Travis White inside of Matt Vady. Then we got Aaron Hicks next to Ed Pepino. Then you got Christian Angel next to Kenneth Storkson. Starting in 17th, you got Steve Wright. Alongside him, you got Gleason Smith. Then you have Rick Ward next to Dalton Collins. You got Corey Rogers next to Justin Blackdeer. And rounding out the field is Nicholas Schumacher in the 4 car.
And it looks like we're only taking 20 right now as Blackdeer, Collins, and Schumacher are not here. As field's starting to roll it behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. There is the ace of McCoy. Guy has been strong the last handful of weeks. Just got caught up in other people's messes. Same thing going for Jeremy Bingham. If Bingham can stay out of trouble, especially early, look for him to march towards the front. As the lights get ready to go out on the pace truck. One more time, around 100 laps of scheduled distance. 2 sets of tires to get him through this evening. For that matter, they're starting on a set. They got 1 set in the pits. We heard Beatty talk about field coming down the back straightaway. Pace truck starts to pick up some pace. The only thing left for me to say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab the sunscreen because it's time to get it on in sunny Florida. Race fans, it's show time! And we're already 3 wide back there as White and McCoy leaning on each other. White going to wrestle the lead away in the 6. Here comes Bingham to the inside of Weston Ward going into 3.
We've got some nose damage on the 34 car already right off the jump.
We do at that.
Like somebody didn't go in that outside lane and he just ran right into the back of him.
Yeah, that outside lane looked to be a mess. Oh, no.
And we got our first casualty of the night in the 57 of Kenneth Storkson.
Storks is another one of those guys rocking the old Chevy SS paint on that car. Let's take a look at what did happen with the 57 here. You see White Lutz behind him, or Steve Wright, I should say. Here comes Gleason Smith in the 5 to his inside.
Be a case of whiskey throttle? Or did he have help?
No, he was the help. As he sends the 01 of Pompano around. And that Mustang is a mess.
He went from a Mustang to a Bulldog on the front of that car.
Now, in the next-gen cars, that can help you. In super late models, not so much.
Nope, you need that splitter glued to the track as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely, as these cars have anything but a flat bottom.
These guys have a faster pair or no?
They do not.
Oh, man.
And you said the 34 had some front-end damage. Which 34?
Different 34. The blue one up in probably the 5th or 6th row.
Oh, Kelsey Rogers. Oh,
Yep.
Oh my, that Camry looks like it's been hit by a telephone pole. Or at least a deer up in Wisconsin. Holy
That thing is, he got that damage before he even crossed the start-finish line.
Yeah, there was a melee on the initial hit. Let's go back and take a look at what did happen on the start real quick. This is coming to the green. There you see, I think Rogers, it had to be the 05 that didn't get going, must be.
They were talking about the start in the race chat. I think they were trying to say the outside guy could have jumped it a little.
Oh, there it
Oh,
was.
he missed a gear. Looks like the 5 missed the gear.
Weston Ward missed a gear. That's why we ended up 3 wide with Danta shooting it up through the middle. So that was the initial start. As we get ready to turn them back loose here, pace truck is in. White has the button, jumps on the loud pedal. McCoy and Bingham going door to door, and it is complete Noah's Ark through the rest of the field. Formosa trying to work the outside of Trent Smith right now as they haul it off into 3. Smith able to wrestle away, and here comes Danta.
Seems like everybody's going to be fighting for the bottom here, try to save as much tire as possible and not burn it up, run on the outside.
That appears to be the MO here tonight, as Formosa sending it in that Speed Kings number 80 around the outside. Second lane already starting to pay a little bit of dividends here, as Danta going to be able to send it, but Formosa able to carry the momentum off. Danta finally gets the clear going into 3.
Best case for Rogers is to stay tucked up behind that 051 and use him to cut through the air, because he's not going to be cutting through air very well all night.
No, he's not. He's got to hope for another caution soon.
Oh!
Well, not exactly what we were wanting, but not the hero we wanted, but he was definitely the hero we needed. And Scott Formosa gets sent.
This is a great debate in the racing world. Was he far enough inside of Formosa to say, hey, I was there,
Well, let's
and
look.
you came down? Or was it, hey, you should have lifted?
As the iRacing blimp giving us the beautiful pictures here tonight. Door to
Some drivers
door.
say you got beat to the tire. Some people say you got beat to the door.
Nope. Formosa had
Rogers
position. Yep. Formosa had position on him.
Rogers probably frustrated from the start. Already had damage, trying to get every spot he can get, and he just wasn't going to lift.
And
everybody else is just
screwing his namesake is Corey Rogers in the Snap-on Tools number 17 eats hot garbage. I believe Ed Pompano caught a piece of that one, as did the 51 of Chris Angel.
Does he do magic?
Oh, Dillon was one of the cars involved in that one too. I haven't asked him that, but let's take a quick look here at Angel's driver info. As we've got a couple of guys that have already put it on the hook, but Angel out of Greenville, South Carolina. It does not say Vegas, so I'm assuming it's not the same guy.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I mean, with no fast repairs and 100 laps, I mean, I'm one of those guys where I can't just ride and not be competitive. It drives me up the wall. I don't know how some people do it. I can't.
What, with no fast repair?
No fast repair. If you're tore up, I mean, I can't just ride and just make laps just to make laps.
No, absolutely not. So, currently, Formosa is the only one that has decided to put it on the hauler early here tonight. Pompano spent about a minute on pit road, finally gets that thing back out, currently sits a lap down. As lights are out on that Chevy Silverado pace truck, Greg, get us going.
And we're coming out turn 4, 6 is on the loud pedal, and 5 is caught sleeping a little bit. They're going to go down in turn 1, single file for the first 2 as side-by-side for 3rd position.
It's Trent Smith and Brett McCoy. No relation to Colt, I've already asked that question. But your top 4 getting pretty strung out. Here comes Weston Ward up the inside going into 1.
He said, I'll take that. And then he said, not so fast, but he clears him off a 2.
Ward and White have led every lap so far here tonight. Anthony Danta, though, up to 5th after starting in 8th after winning quick time. Your current biggest mover in the positive direction, though, we got to go all the way back to the number 5 of Gleason Smith, as he's working the back of Aaron Hicks right now. Steve Wright in the 61 is also +7.
Oh, he catches the inside wall.
Oh, man.
The commentator curse. We talked about him, and now he's tore up.
You know, we haven't had that happen the last couple of weeks.
Well, then it's my fault.
No, it's not. It's absolutely my fault. As was sitting +8. They're +9 back in ninth. Let's watch what happened here again. And he is just going to bang right there, that little jut. And if he didn't rip off the left front suspension arm, it'll be a miracle.
Yeah, it's safe to say he's not going to be competitive the rest of the night.
Absolutely not. Let's watch that again, because we're going to go on board with Smith this time. You can see him there working the backside of the 39 at Hicks.
He just couldn't see. When you're sitting this low in the cars and you try to do a cut down, you can't see where that wall is. Boom, there it is.
Yep. As we're on the roof of the car and it was hard to see. And I'm just being told we do have a GoPro on his helmet. Thanks, guys. Good on you. Let's watch this again. This is from the chin of his helmet. And he is so close to Hicks right now, he can't really see the square root of anything.
One thing I hate about these super late model cars, that A-pillar is so wide.
It absolutely is. It gives you an almost claustrophobic feel at times. And, you know, between the A-pillar, the roll bar, and the side mirror there, good luck.
Yeah. That's one thing I like about the Tour Modified. You can choose clear or not clear.
I love that car. But then again, I'm from modified country up here.
Well, once we line them back up, we're going to have another battle of foreign versus domestic on the front row. Seems like it's been the battle of the night.
Absolutely has, and the battle of the single digits at that. So you got Ward, White, Smith, and McCoy all right there piled on top of each other. All we have to do now is get Matt Beatty into the mix, and hey, we got a party. Weston Ward, your current race leader here, as we're getting ready to put lap 22 in the books. Choose cone in effect.
As the drivers are getting a tiny scolding from Matt, asking them to clean up a little bit, be patient. It's a long 100-lap race. Can't win it on the first lap, but you sure can't lose it.
Oh, absolutely. I preach that till I'm blue in the face, and nobody ever listens, though. Lights are out on that Chevy Silverado pace truck.
We got a new front row. We're going to have Smith and Ward taking us to the green flag. Got Smith on the outside, Ward on the inside. Ward gets a massive jump, and he's going to have a clean track going in turn one.
That battle for second, though, rages on. Smith on the high side, White on the low shelf. You want cookies or do you want cereal? Leaning on each other through three, though.
Yeah, White had a big push-up. He was super tight in turn 1 and 2 last good time around.
Absolutely. Is Danta up to fourth already. At 051, your Quick Time Award winner here tonight. Setting sail, trying to keep pace with the leaders right now. Everybody's got to race smart here, at least in the first 60 or so laps. Because you definitely don't want to lose pace, but you definitely don't want to burn your stuff up too early.
Oh, of course.
Unfortunately, that's been the MO of Weston Ward all season. He goes like goose poo in the opening segments, and then towards the tail end of a tire run, that car is completely out to lunch. As right now, Papini and Danta running stem to stern. Those two guys have just done nothing but throw haymakers at each other since we've taken over the broadcast duties here in the All-Pro Sim Super Late Model Series.
It's one of those things where, I mean, I struggle with it, me being a driver myself. Saving tire, having to let those people go by, knowing in the back of your mind that you're going to have enough tire to come back around them at the end of the race. It's just something that it's all a discipline, and some people have that discipline, some people don't. And I'm one of those people where I fight it, but once the green flag flies, then I'm going as hard as I can.
That works on a short track Saturday night for about 30 laps. As we were working lap 30, getting ready to put 30 in the books now, as Weston Ward's already carved out a half a second. But the best advice I can give you, Greg, if you want to improve your tire wear, run official tour modified events.
Yep, I ran
And
probably about 2 or 3 seasons ago. I ran a whole season of those.
And those guys are some of the best at saving the right front tire.
Those cars you can drive in super hard and they stop like on a dime, and it's great.
They absolutely can stop on a dime. I mean, they're only 2,200 pounds, and it's got basically the same motor as these super late models have.
The super late models have all the aerodynamics, but the tour mods, they're just stuck to the ground. Nice wide stance.
All the tour mod is, it's a wing with wheels.
Pretty much.
You know, it's basically like a pavement version of a wing sprint car. I mean, that body is just there to create downforce. I mean, you look, if you're in cockpit view, you look to your right. I mean, you got the plexiglass right in front of the driver to avoid getting a face full of anything. But if you look to the right, it's all open, and it's flat panel right back to that rear spoiler.
Yep.
Whereas
we're 35 laps into this race, and we already got people searching for another groove, trying to get just a little bit of clean track, try to keep some air on the nose, and try to do that cut down, or I like to call it diamonding the turn, try to get a better drive off.
And you are absolutely correct with that analogy. Is right now is Kelsey Rogers and Chris Angel, final 2 spots in the top 10, as they're going gangbusters at each other. And right now, Eric White is in trouble as he's got Danta all over his back bumper.
It looked like the damage was fixed on the front of Rogers' car. Is that who it was, the 34? That was at the start?
I thought it was yeah, it was.
It looked like his nose is actually, I don't know if he sat on pit road and got it all fixed, but I mean, it looks pretty good now.
It looks like the Jackman may have done a cannonball to get that hood back down.
Something.
I mean, he's still got a crease in it, but
they got a little bit of a ripple on the splitter, but I mean, other than that, it looks way better than it did before.
Oh, it absolutely does. And by the fact that he's back into the top 10, that's nothing short of miraculous. Here we go. Danta on White for 3rd place. Danta on the bottom shelf, right on the top side. And don't look now, but Alex Lapini is looking to make it 3 wide and thinks better of it for now. And it looks like Papini was trying to diamond the corner off.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier with you. Might have some incidences where people are trying to diamond it, and then when somebody comes off the bottom in the center, somebody's going to stuff their nose in there if they're not careful.
So Weston Ward shows the way. Trent Smith sits in 2nd. Anthony Danta up to 3rd after such quick time in qualifying and having to start 8th on this piece. Alex Papini follows him through to get into 4th. Eric White back to 5th. Brett McCoy, your pole sitter here tonight, after the redraw, has fallen to 6th, and this is McCoy's MO. He lets the fast guys go, and he just conserves tires. I mean, we're closing in on the halfway mark already, so look for McCoy to start picking them off slowly but surely here. Is your top 10 are running almost identical lap times.
It's definitely close. They're all within a 10th. Actually, the whole field is within 2 tenths. So it's definitely a stacked field. Everybody's pretty even.
Absolutely. And everybody wants to win here at the hallowed grounds of Pensacola, Florida's Five Flag Speedway. And in case you're just joining us, tonight's trivia question: what early 80s movie was this track prominently featured in? And it was a major motion picture at the time. And as a matter of fact, it just so happens to have starred a very young, Anthony Michael Hall. Matter of fact, I believe it was his first major motion picture role.
See if we can go on board, get a driver's view of our leader, see what he's doing that makes everybody else not be able to catch him.
Well, let's find out as we go on board with the race leader, Weston Ward.
He's doing that middle entry and bottom exit. Try to get turned down, try to get the car as straight as possible, as soon as possible, and get the best drive off. Of course, he's not in 1 and 2. He doesn't do it. Makes me look like a liar.
Well, he's
3 and 4, he should do it.
I was going to say, he entered turn 1 a little bit lower than I would have liked to have seen. But he's exiting 4 low to avoid the bump on the outside lane. And he's just steadily walking away from these guys.
Yeah, and if you notice in 3 and 4, he's loading the car. He's getting extra downforce on the car because there is a dip right here.
Yep.
And it gives you more grip on corner exits so you don't wash out.
It gives you grip on the bottom side, but it's the same bump you got to fight with on the outside to stay off that wall.
Yep.
And while we're watching Ward, let's go back to your Quick Time Award winner, Anthony Danta, who sits in third, working on Trent Smith right now. And you can see just how much more Danta is having to saw at the wheel. Actually having a counter steer going into 3.
Danta's got a decision to make. Is he just going to sit here and ride, or is he going to have to say, hey, I'm faster than you. Either you move or I'm going to move you.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go into panic mode yet, because you're still well within being able to catch Weston Ward if needed. And
Seems like our top 2 are getting a little tail happy, shaking their tail feathers off the corner exit, so they know that Danta's coming and Danta's fast.
Oh yeah, we're going to take a look at Smith right now.
I know P2 has disappeared.
Huh?
P2 has at least disappeared on my screen.
No, he's there. We're on board with him now.
Oh, you switched. My mistake.
Yep, we are on board with Trent Smith. And you can see just how much right steering he's got to put into that car. And he's got that thing loosened up for drive off. And it's all throttle control to keep that car under him.
He seems to be tight center. He might have the car set up for that for later in the run. Because as he is catching our leader. But he's definitely, whenever the hands aren't moving in the car, you're fighting it tight. When they're sawing, it means you got a little bit of room to work with, and you can use the throttle to help you.
When you take a look there, Ward was slower the last 3 laps compared to those 2 guys behind him. Your top 4, though, less than half a tenth separating your top 4.
Trent Smith's fighting a very tight race car, and he's trying to keep it on the bottom to keep the 51 from getting a nose under him like he is about to right now. And I think it's hurting him more than helping him. He needs to allow the car to kind of drift up, kind of dominant turn. That'll help with his tightness. Because right now he's having to all but park it in 1 and 2.
You're absolutely right. As we're going to go back on board with Smith, this is what he's seeing out that rear view mirror. That's terrifying.
It's like a giant school bus coming at you.
It absolutely is. But that state water here's 051 of Danta. Every time that thing rolls off the hauler, you know you're going to have to contend with him. And the only time that he's not been in the running is when he's been caught up in someone else's dumpster fire early.
Well, as he goes for it, he gets his nose cut off.
He thought better of it. He could have stuck it in there on Smith and, sent him up the track, but it's still a lot of racing left in this one. So still over 30 to go. Ooh, lap car. Get skinny, son. That's Rick Ward in the 34 that just went a lap down. So only your top 16 left on the lead lap currently.
Let's see how much of a gentleman these lap cars are and see if they decide to move or race the leader.
Well, I mean, with Gleason Smith being that wadded up, I'll tell you right now, Weston Ward's got to be about ready to start spitting nails.
Hey, he's not moving. He should know that his car is screwed, and he's holding up the leader. He's gonna give him the bumper here if he doesn't move. Gleason moves up, gives Ward the bottom lane. Not gonna be clear all four, so that's gonna scrub some speed off of the 5 car. Well, the actual 5 car.
Well, let's see how evil Gleason Smith is going to be to Trent Smith.
Any relation?
I'm not 100% certain.
As we got a yellow flag.
That's not going to matter at all. Is Chris Angel having issues? Oh, that GM Goodwrench 51 is a mess. What happened, Chris?
From beautiful to busted.
Second time tonight he's gotten into something. See the damage on the front already. The 34 of Kelsey Rogers right there with him. Jeff Dillon right in front of him is Beatty, and the 39 of Hicks.
Ah, he moved up and got the right rear and the left front locked together.
Good grief.
Nah,
that was a hard hit too.
That nose is so smushed, looks like a McLaren front end now.
Yeah, it kind of does. Or, you know, a C8 Corvette.
Yeah, McLaren's more round. C8's a little choppy.
Yeah, you're right. As we're going to take a look here again from Smith.
He just couldn't keep it on the bottom, and he drifted up. And
I think Netco had a big piece of that one.
You think so? It looked like they were pretty close to me.
Oh, let's watch that again. Come on. Work with me here. As iRacing Live timing doesn't want to work with me, here we go. Here we're watching it at half speed. And as a matter of fact, let's go to the chopper cam so we can get a little bit better view here. There's the 51 of Angel.
Bet you he wishes he was a magician now.
He's going to need a magician to get that car back to where it's going to be competitive. We almost had contact in front of him between Beatty and the 39 of Hicks.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was netcode.
No, that was definitely contact. You're right. And yeah, he couldn't keep it locked on the bottom, and you know, unfortunately, he got turned.
That's short track racing.
It absolutely is.
Look at all the marbles. There's so much rubber buildup in the high grooves of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
There absolutely are. As
Weston Ward's happy to see that. Get that 6 car out from in front of him, out from around him, because he's going to get the wave around.
yeah, you can really see just how dirty the outside lane is from that hash mark on the far outside up. This track is a mess as the lights are out on the pace car. Greg, what do you see you get us going?
We're going to have a new front row. We're going to have Ward on the inside and Dante on the outside. Let's see if Dante can hang tight and pinch the 5 down and try to get the runoff too. Green flag goes. Ward jumps out there. Dante doesn't have a chance. Dante does not have a chance. As Ward gets a huge lead, we're going to go back. Eric White falls into 3rd, and Alex Rapini's going to fall into 4th. They're going to get single file and mind their P's and Q's.
Oh!
As we're wrecking out of 4.
It's Dillon and Beatty, the 2 admins for the series. That's a fine how do you do. Let's take a look at what happened with that again.
Who penalizes who in that instance?
Yes.
Flip a coin?
We're going to have to see how this one looks. You see Dillon there in the 52. He's got Beatty behind him. He caught the wall. Oh, man.
Dillon caught the wall. Another victim of the turn 4 wall.
why I said again from the iRacing blimp, as you're going to see it next time coming off a 4.
52 just going to set an anchor.
And Vady's going to get a good run on McCoy going into 3.
And McCoy just sets
here
anchor.
It goes. Boom.
Boink.
Same exact spot we saw Gleason Smith tag.
Somebody needs to right 5 flags and say, hey, can you smooth out that hump in turn 4?
Yeah, that ain't no lie. Still waiting on an answer for tonight's trivia question. Early 1980s racing movie starring Anthony Michael Hall in one of his first major film roles had this track displayed prominently in it. Matter of fact, one of the pivotal scenes was shot here at the time it was just Pensacola Raceway. It hadn't been yet called Five Flags.
I just learned something interesting about this league. I heard Matt talking, and this is their last chance for a double file restart, it sounds like. And
Yes.
after this will be a single file.
Correct, and it has to do with the number of cautions.
So this is our 5th and final double file restart. If any cautions after this, we're going to go single file.
Correct, sir, as we are 22 to go here tonight, as Weston Ward trying to use that apron to cool the tires off just a tick. Now everybody did come down pit side on lap 69, but looking at the weather conditions right now, that sun continues to set over 3 and 4.
We are choosing this time out of 4. I think Ward's going to take the bottom like he has been all night, get that nice jump.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have the 51 of Danta going on the outside again, see if he can get a better jump this time. Either Ward's nailing it perfect or the outside road's just been sleeping.
Well, the leader can pull the trigger anytime after the pace truck has left the racing surface. So keep your eye on Weston Ward as he continues to show the way here tonight. That Camaro has been strong since the drop of the green.
You can always tell who has triple monitors and who has single.
Or who's in VR.
True. Danta's going to get a better start this time. He didn't get the start he wanted, but he's definitely a lot better than the last restart. It's him and Ward are going to be single file. The battle's going to be for third between White and Rogers.
Actually,
or Papini and White, I'm sorry.
Papini making it happen on the outside as Rogers and Bingham, a little 17 on 17 action there, just inside the top 5, as that is your battle for 5th. But right now, Weston Ward in command of this one by about 3 car lengths over Anthony Danta, who's got Alex Papini closing in on him quick, fast, and in a hurry. We're working 18 to go here at Five Flags.
It is time to go. Whatever you got left in the tank, there's no more saving. You better give it all she's got. Yellow flag again.
No.
3 and 4.
Chris Angel
again. His magic has ran out.
I see what you did there. Let's take a look
left in the bag of tricks.
And that thing's starting to look like a pavement modified of the West Coast variety. For that matter, so does the 5 Smith.
Let's get a chopper view on that. I think the 5 sent him around.
I'm thinking there may have been some help there. You're right. Let's take a look here. This is what the eye in the sky picked up. And you see them side by side going into 1. Angel going to get a little bit better run off of 2, get a little bit of an advantage. At this point, he's got the line. Yep. Tag, you're it. Rick Ward jumping on the binders to stay off of him. Heads up driving for the 34 there.
Let's re-rack them and go again. Does anybody have anything for Weston Ward?
On a single file restart, the answer is no. Although this is going to give Danta his best shot, because now he's actually going to be able to see when Ward twitches.
Yeah, I'm thinking Danta is probably on a single monitor, so that's why he lays back a little bit, waits for the launch. Me, I got triples, so I can kind of like look at my left monitor and get really door to door with the car next to me, so it's they don't get that much of a jump on me.
See, I always used to have my look left view set up so that I could see a little bit of the racing surface, and I could see the guy next to me. And as soon as that car flinched going into a restart zone, I was on the loud pedal with all my might. If I was outside front row.
Yeah, that's the thing with short track racing. We don't have a restart zone. We have from that cone until the freaking start finish line.
Well, I mean,
so it's a big guessing game.
Right, but it's usually, from the time the pace car peels off, anytime that leader twitches, you can go.
I actually was running an official at Pocono in the next gen cars. The first one I ran since the newest update, and I got the pole, and I went in the restart zone, and guess what?
Oh, no. Everybody's in the marbles. What are you doing, boys? Everybody.
A couple of them were in the wall.
Some of them were into the wall, and a lot of those guys just put marbles all over those tires and just hazed the ever-loving bejesus out of them. As here comes Papini on Danta for second. 11 to go, sorry.
All Ward has to do is just hit his marks. They're going to battle it out. It's going to be a dogfight for second, third, and fourth, and Ward just going to drive off into the sunset.
As Eric White lays the chrome horn to Papini.
I mean, less than 10 to go. I figured you'd see a little bit more bumper action, but these guys keeping it clean. A lot of respect between these drivers.
Oh, there are, and you can tell just the caliber of drivers is these guys could very easily move a guy out of the way, but they'd rather race him clean. Because wrecking a guy to beat him, that's not racing. That's just dumb. As Danta has gotten clear of Papini, he's going to have 7 to go at the stripe to try to catch Weston Ward. Ward, Danta, Papini, White, and Rogers, your top 5 right now. Great recovery drive for Corey Rogers after getting involved in one of the first melees of the night. Now sits plus 16 from where you gridded in 5th.
Looks like Danta's actually eating away at the lead that Ward has. I don't know if he's saved a little bit, and now he's turning it up, but he's running it tight on the bottom, not having to use the middle groove at all, and he's actually reeling them in.
Danta was quicker the last 3 laps, but he's chipping away slowly as we're on the handshake lap already. Coming to 4 to go.
Might be
it's the shop teacher's handshake lap. Ward a little bit quicker that time.
Late.
Yep. I mean, considering that Danta had to come through the field, and Weston Ward only had to come up since the second row, you can't hold, you can't hang your head in shame for this one. As we were coming up,
a heck of a run.
Oh, absolutely. All these guys had great runs tonight. Some better than others, but all in all, only 6 cautions and 100 laps here at Five Flags. That's better than the real world.
Oh, that's for sure.
Coming off of 4, white flag in the air. Weston Ward shows the way. We are racing back to checkers, Greg.
Weston Ward keeps it nice and tight around 2, coming down the back stretch. He's not going to have any issues out the backside. He's going to hit his marks in 3. Coming out of 4, misses the wall, and Weston Ward is going to win your race tonight here at Five Flags.
Now Ward performance number 5 coming home with the victory. Danta in second. Papini coming home in third. There's Eric White, who led a good chunk of the first part of this race. Brings the Yoda home in fourth. Corey Rogers in fifth, plus 16. Solid run for the Snap-on Tools driver. Weston Ward, burn him down. You have earned it, brother. As I believe, well, we're going to go a little bit out of order here as Anthony Danta, the first one we're able to get to for interviews here, as Weston Ward continues to burn him down. Greg, I believe you've got Anthony with you now.
Hey, Anthony, it's Greg in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
That was one heck of a run for a State Water Heaters car tonight. You came from the back, went to the front. You just didn't have quite enough to catch Ward, but one heck of a run.
Yeah, if it stayed green there, I think I had a shot. I'm just better at the long run here. I don't have speed on the first 15, 20 laps. I have speed, but he was just able to get a gap on the restarts, and we kind of just were running the same lap times basically at the end. But it's a fun race, clean, and it was a good time.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like a good time. A lot of clean racing, a couple of hiccups here and there, but there for the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 laps, you were clicking off a little bit faster lap times, but it's just kind of like a little too late. He was getting a heck of a jump on those restarts, but like you said, if it would have stayed green, I think you would have had something for him.
Yeah, exactly. That last yellow there, I was hoping it just ran green till the end. But that's racing, and it doesn't always work the way you want. I'm glad to come out here with a second and hopefully keep the points lead and keep on going forward till the end of the year.
And you hit the nail on the head. That is racing, especially short track racing. Anybody need to think on that 051 car?
Yeah, just like I say, every time I'm able to give an interview is thank the girlfriend or the wife for being let me do this while she's keeping the kids in check for the 3-4 hours I'm in my little room, getting to have fun on a Monday night, and Matt and Jeff and all the guys that put this on, and then you guys for broadcasting it.
I appreciate it, sir. Sir, I know exactly how you feel and getting a little bit of me time to run some laps, blow off some steam from the work week. Once again, good run and have fun.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
And joining me now is the man who finished third, showing why he is the 2022 Rockford Speedway National Short Track Championship in the Roadrunner division. Alex Papini, you had a great try at it there in the closing laps here. That final restart, almost catching second place, but all things considered, can't be too disappointed with a podium here.
No, absolutely not. So I got to clear one thing up. Somehow I know whose stats those are. My good buddy Ryan Smith. It has his stats on my name. I don't know how to get that changed. I've tried to get it changed.
You have to change it on your end in SDK. Your SDK
yeah.
driver profile, sir.
I didn't put any of this stuff in there, but okay. I was the 2013 and 2014 Rockford Speedway late model champion, and the 2013 and 2014 NASCAR Illinois state champion. Anyways, no, it was a good run. They stuck me in the trunk for winning the overall last week, so we started dead last on this deal and just kind of started picking them off. They always say you can't win a race on the first lap, but legend Hall of Famer Ricky Bilderback taught me that you can make some serious moves the first couple laps and make the right lane choices, and that's what we did. And I think we were up to like 8th on lap 14 from dead last. So kind of picked our way through there, got to the top 5, and it's just so damn hard to pass here. Kind of burn our stuff up there early. We got that pit stop. We took a little bit of fuel. We didn't need it, but the car was super tight, and I knew it was going to get tighter on 2 tires. And I knew everybody was going to take 2. So I put a little bit of gas in it, and that actually helped a bunch. Them couple restarts, had a big run on the 51 car for second, and then that 6 car just kept plowing in the back of me for no reason. So I couldn't really get to work on that 51. We caught him there the last few laps, and I didn't want to do nothing stupid. So I'll take third. Thanks to Matt and all the guys that put this on. Thank you to you guys for the good broadcast you do every week and stuff. I really wish we wouldn't have missed 4 races in the overall deal because, well, they snookered us on one and didn't let me race one week, which is kind of questionable deal. But we'd be leading the points by probably 200 points if we wouldn't miss those 4 races. But this has been a fun deal. Great group of guys. We're having a blast. Jeremy Bingham and Brett McCoy have been running really, really good here lately. So it's cool to see them guys running good. But that 5 car's been the one to beat here. So he'll have to start at the back. I don't even know where we are next week, but we're going to give her hell next week and see if we can pull another one off. So like I said, thanks you guys. Thanks for Matt for putting us on, and we'll see you next week.
Alex Papini, congratulations. Best of luck to you next week. And Greg, that's going to put another one in the books for us here tonight.
We don't have Ward.
Unfortunately, Weston Ward has immediately gone to the infield care center, apparently heat exhaustion, as his cool suit did not work.
Oh, hate to see it. That's just like boiling alive.
Oh, absolutely. I've had heat exhaustion before, and it sucks. Especially the next 2 days are really going to be rough because you're going to be cold and you just can't get warm.
Yeah, he better get his share of banana bags.
True story. But taking a look at our finishing order here tonight, Weston Ward, Anthony Danta, Alex Papini, your top 3. Eric White, after starting outside row 1, coming home in 4th. Corey Rogers, great recovery drive for him, rounding out your top 5. As we heard Papini say that he actually took the EOL after winning last week. They put him to the tail end of the field. So your biggest mover is going to be the 39 of Papini here tonight. Trent Smith, Jeremy Bingham, Brett McCoy, Aaron Hicks, Matt Vady rounding out the top half of the field. Greg?
We got Ed Papanel finishing 11th, Jeff Dillon in 12th. 13th is Steve Wright. Finishing 14th is the Magician Christian Angel. And 15th, Kenneth Storkson. And 16th, Gleason Smith. 17th, Rick Ward. Finishing 18th is Kelsey Rogers. Finishing 19th, Travis Wright. Finishing 20th, Scott Formosa. Then we got Dalton Collins, Justin Blackdeer, and Nicholas Schumacher did not race.
So that is going to do it for us tonight. Be sure to check over with our sister broadcast going on, as we've got a let me just double check my little factoid here. We had 3 races for you this evening. 2 of them still going on, I believe. Let's double check that little factoid. Yes, the SCL Winston Cup Series at Chicagoland, and you can catch Dave Regal in the booth for the A-Lot Cleaners Xfinity Series, round 20 from Road America. And then tomorrow night, we've got the quadruple header for you with the Jack Dallas Simulators and Esports Truck Series kicking things off at 8:10. 20 minutes later, the SCL Super Late Models will be at Myrtle Beach for round number 5 of their series. The XMS Rigmatech Truck Series, round number 15 from the house that Penske built. That'll be an 8:40 start on that one. And the nightcap, as we always do on Tuesday nights, season number 51 of the Western States Racing League, round number 4, as they go to Indianapolis. He's Greg Wood. I'm Joey Trapasso. Reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that until we get a chance to meet again, and as you walk down the road of life this week, do me a huge favor. Don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody. God bless.
Good night.